Hello everybody, I am here today near the beach access in Daytona Beach at the Ocean Court Motel, which had some of the worst damage and made a lot of the local news stations in North Florida have been following this construction efforts, and I see a lot of construction trucks and everything parked at every beach access, and they're doing such great work. So I wanted to share with you some updates and the good news that a lot of these high rises are building up the pool areas that have been destroyed and some of the other barricades and shoring up the construction of the bases of these hotels. And I want to share with you some of the updates right now. Let's look at the video.
Hello everybody. I just wanted to compare the video that I took last year on Christmas Day of December 25th, 2022. And then I went out yesterday to the Ocean Court Motel, which was the spot of some devastation. As you can see, the pool right there in the Christmas footage had been completely uprooted and the sand had been washed away from underneath, and you can see today they've added some sand, and then the building on the other side of the Ocean Court Motel had all the sand wiped away. And as you can see today, there are a lot more trucks and tractors furiously dumping sand underneath all of these buildings. And I have to say, it was very great to see everyone hustling and bustling around in these buildings, able to afford to replenish the sand underneath from Hurricane Ian, which hit in about mid-September of 2022. And then Daytona just did not have enough time to recover because Hurricane Nicole came in early November, which just wiped away a ton of the sand and devastated all of the barricades around these buildings. And as you can see in the old video, they pretty much have had to take away most of the concrete barricades and replace them, and just shoring up and gearing up for a hurricane season that usually does cause a little bit more erosion each year. And these were not extremely powerful hurricanes. They were about threes, I believe. Hurricane Ian and Nicole were approximately category 3. It was just the extreme storm surge that had just wiped away the sand. And as you can see, as I line these buildings up, this large building had just gotten rid of most of that concrete and just replaced it with new sandbags, new concrete barricades. And sorry for my camera angle. I was trying to avoid some of these construction workers and give them just a little bit of privacy as they furiously work against time as hurricane season comes in. And as I zoom in there, you can just see that exposed concrete. As you can see here, I have noticed these little houses on this grassy hill and wondered if that grass would stay, and sure enough it did. Looks like they've planted more sod and put down a bunch of sand. Very expensive, but these houses have survived. And I noticed as I drove along A1A, a lot of these apartments are still inhabited. Lots of hustle and bustle on the street. Only a few houses seem to be condemned, if you can believe that or not. But these construction companies are making a ton of money and doing a lot of good work to save this real estate along A1A and Daytona Beach. And this is North Daytona Beach. I mean, sorry, not north. It's kind of like mid Daytona Beach, just above Daytona Beach Shores. And as you can see, they're kind of going with the same concrete and metal barricades for the sand and to stop this storm surge. And this is actually low tide, and right now you can see that the water goes all the way up to these storm barricades as the high tide rolls in, and you can only imagine what a category 4 or 5 could do. But I think that hopefully this season will be a tame one. I think that everyone in Daytona and everyone who has a love of the ocean and the coastline hopes that their city will be preserved. And as you can see in this older video, they had added sandbags. Those probably stayed, and then they built these metal barricades over them, and this is all in attempts to save these buildings, which they have.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and more updates to come. Maybe every 6 months I'll show you updates of these 2 areas, and this was the Ocean Court Motel entrance in Daytona Beach. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And also big shout out, big hugs to any of the families affected by these hurricanes. And we hope that this construction continues to build as we go into the hurricane season. Thank you so much for watching.